Wow. We are at Supercon. Some autographs and interview some people. We even have Overwatch. We have Batman the Animated Series. And we even have Kermit himself. Let's go!
It's time for another On the Spot! On the Spot!
I only have 3 questions.
They're not about that murder I committed, are they? Because I didn't do it. That hobo was dead when I got there.
Who is your favorite on-screen Batman and why?
I don't make
I know.
choices. They're all good. They're all good.
Which of your characters would you most say is like you and why?
Beast Boy is the most like me because he's a vegan vegetarian. He doesn't eat animals because he loves animals and he doesn't want to hurt animals.
Your favorite cartoon is Looney Tunes, but who's your favorite character?
My favorite Looney Tunes character, Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny for sure, because not only was he was funny, but he always had a wink in his eye. He always, was one up on everybody. I love that. I wish I had that in my real life.
Fans have always suggested you as Batman when casting comes up. Would you portray Bruce Wayne in a Batman Beyond film if they asked?
Yeah, people have brought that up. I would love to do that. I think it would be a lot of fun.
Is there still a little of Arlene Sorkin in there? And did she ever give you advice about portraying the character?
I watched her a long time because I was Batgirl beside her. And she definitely gave her blessing, which is really nice. There's always a little of Arlene because the character was created for her. She's the OG.
What's the difference between Arlene's Harley and Tara's Harley?
I don't make choices between the other actors. They're all good. They're all wonderful. It's like Heath Ledger's a great Joker. Mark Hamill's a great Joker. They're great. They're just different. But they're both brilliant.
How much time did you actually spend in the booth recording your lines?
I did several sessions, and I can't really remember how many. But they're all like a couple of hours each.
You mean every time? Each time? Each time?
Yeah.
Each time is like 2 hours? Yeah, 2 hours.
Usually the sessions aren't allowed to be more than 4 hours long.
A session is generally like 4 hours long, and I go in every 2 to 6 months.
Usually every recording session is 4 hours, and I did about 5 sessions for the big chunk of Sombra stuff, and every once in a while we go in to record more stuff.
Oh, that's a good question. Usually it's a 4-hour session tops, and we do it maybe once every 4 to 6 months, depending on what events are coming out, or if there are new skins or new events or new the digital shorts and stuff like that. But usually they don't go over 4 hours because it's really hard on our voices.
What time or place would you go back to if you had to?
Oh, I think the 1920s in Paris would be amazing, because I want to wear fun dresses. And just be a fabulous artist,
What time or place that you didn't enjoy would you go back to if you had to?
What time or place that I didn't enjoy would I go back to if I had to? Oh, wow, what a strange question. Maybe high school. Yeah, high school. Sorry.
I honestly don't want to say I don't have regrets, but I do look back on a lot of those times that I didn't like or I didn't enjoy, and I see how, if you connect the dots, they got me to where I am now. And I'm leading a really fun life now, and I'm enjoying myself a lot. So I can't wish those times away, because if it wasn't for those bad times, I wouldn't be where I am now.
Have they told you when you could come back for some Overwatch 2 lines?
We're talking about it. Not yet. Not settled yet.
I have not heard a word. I have no idea what's going on.
Who has been your favorite character to voice and why?
Probably Melody from The Mermaid 2, because I got to sing with the original mermaid, and that was pretty fun.
My favorite character to voice is Beast Boy because he's green and he's funny and he's the first character I ever played.
Really?
Yeah.
So you put a lot of energy into your characters, but where does that energy come from?
You know something? It's a funny thing you say that because I'm not a young man, as you can plainly see. I'm 63 years old.
Really?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right?
Like
So
in your 30s.
I look like I'm in my, God bless, I look like I'm in my 30s. So, God bless. Anyway, so yeah, where it comes from, it seems to just come. It just dredges up. It just flows out of me. Probably has something to do with having a very strange childhood. You know, probably that kind of thing. I might have something to do with that. A lot of screaming and yelling. There was always screaming and yelling in my background, in my childhood.
How much energy do you put into your characters when doing voice work?
As little as possible,
And why is that?
because I'm very lazy. By retro, this is Data Snyder, the voice of Zinger the Tidy Cat in the internet-only Tidy Cat campaign. Also the voice of Dr. Colasso, the evilest bunny on the show The Thundermans. Coincidentally, the only bunny on The Thundermans. What is question number 2?
Question number 2 is, who inspired you to become a voice actor?
Good question. Who inspired me? Myself. No one was better than me. And I figured, who could be more inspiring than my own hunger for the spotlight and fame? And people said, you're too ugly to do it, but you can do voiceovers instead. If we don't see your face, we'll allow it. And all the cartoons I watched when I was little. Those were the next question, a probing question and a fine answer, if I do say so myself.
No one inspired you to become a voice actor, but you said you got lucky. So...
How did I get lucky?
Exactly.
How did I get lucky? Basically, what ended up happening was that I got a friend of mine who I haven't spoken to in 6 years called me up and said, hey, you know, I see you're still in the industry, because I was doing live theater and stuff. And then they said, why don't you come in? I got this crazy guy, John Dilworth, who has created this new cartoon series, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Listen to every voiceover artist in the city, and he can't seem to decide. So maybe you come in. You got an interesting voice. Within 5 minutes, I got it. Very, very fortunate, right? Wait, one more thing about that answer to that question. He said, great, I love your voice, but could you go up here? So we took this scratchy, gravelly voice, which is low-pitched, and pitched it up here. That's what he ended up doing.
How different would the Muppets at Sesame Street be if Mr. Henson was still with us today?
Wow, that's a tough question. You know, Jim was always interested in moving on and using new technologies and doing new things. And I think we'd still have all those characters, but I think he'd be finding new ways to make them work, and he'd bringing new characters in to do new things, because he was always looking to the next project.
I don't think it would change much. The only thing we were saying yesterday is that probably Jim himself wouldn't be very involved with the Muppets as you know them, or Sesame Street as you know them. He would be very encouraging, but Jim had dreams of doing things completely different. So probably be a lot more special stuff out there that we don't know about, right? Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Jim Henson Experience in New York City?
I have not been to that one. Now, there's a great place in Atlanta called the Center for Puppetry Arts, and they have a huge Jim Henson museum. And it's very similar, but it's a lot of Jim's early days, his early work, and so you get to see all of those things.
Do you keep up on Batman comics at all?
Yeah, I do keep up on Batman comics. I think they're great.
You should read what Tom King is doing with Batman comics. It's really good.
I haven't seen that.
What voices do you hear in your head when you read the comics?
When I read the comics, I hear Mark and myself. I have to admit. Mark is my Joker, so I always hear him.
When you see your work as you sign comics, what memories come into your mind?
Well, it reminds me of how old I am right now, and it makes me also think about maybe the time and place that I was when I was doing them, and that can bring back either good memories or bad memories, but most of the time it's good memories.
What comes to mind when I see my work in print and I sign comics? Generally, I think that wasn't awful. You know, I mean, the main thing about work as an artist of any kind, if you're ever happy with it, your creativity is on a downward curve. You know, so you've got to. There has to be a certain degree of healthy dissatisfaction with whatever it is you've done. But you can't be stupid. I know you're rubbish. You know, there has to be a healthy level of confidence, but never any smug-faced satisfaction.
Does each piece of work feel like a child or more just like another piece?
Like a child, or more like... They all feel like cousins. Okay?
That seems fair.
They're family.
Family,
but
yeah.
Some are children, some like, oh. But you do enough of it, you're like, oh, that's cousin Phil. He's not quite there, but he's okay.
Yeah.
You have cousins?
Yes.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, cousins.
It depends on the actual piece or project. Some of them are very close to me, so those feel like another child. And the ones that are just maybe things that I'm really not interested in, but they come my way and I'm kind of obligated to do them, then that just feels like work.
Oh no, these are all my children. They are, you know. I mean, no.
They're your little ones.
They don't. I mean, this doesn't exist. There's no actor dressed as Batman crouching down anywhere. I was making all these things up from my head.
Who is your favorite artist right now besides you?
You think my favorite artist is me?
I mean, it's possible.
You should ask my cousins. So, you see how I brought it back around to the... I don't have one. It's like the other question. I don't just have one. I have many. And as to not choose sides, I'm not going to name anybody. But there's so many insanely good people working right now. It's one of the best times for comics, writers and artists across the board. Superhero stuff, sci-fi, everything. There's so much wonderful work coming out right now. You know what I don't like? Are the Harley Quinn books. That's what...
Yeah, I mean, I like them, but
especially the old school Harley Quinn books. They're just like... I mean, she looks...
Tell me what you say. I heard that opinion.
Yeah.
What? Tell me about Harley.
Oh, I like them, but she got less clothes.
She did. And in the winter, what are you going to do with that?
I have no idea.
I like your outfit very much.
Thank you. Old school Harley is my favorite Harley.
Good on you. Good on you. Did you grow up watching the Batman animated series and all that?
That's what we're still going. We're still trying to watch more episodes.
Geez, that's a good question. My favorite artist right now, currently working, or could be in the past, or
both.
Both. Well, I'm a big fan of Mike Zeck's work. I did a lot of work with him. A guy that's here at the show now, Michael Golden. I'm a very big fan of his. And a bunch of the guys, they came way before me in the silver age of comics.
Ooh, I'd probably say J.C. Leyendecker is a American artist. He used to do loads of covers for magazines back in the 1930s. It's quite a while back. And he was a big influence on Norman Rockwell. And sort of, if you see J.C. Leyendecker, he's like the perfect cross between classical knowledge and cartoons.
What would your superpower be?
I'd like to fly. I think flying would be awesome.
I'd have almost every superpower that I could.
Well, that's greedy.
Yeah, well...
That's a bit greedy.
Well, I want to save
You
the
said
world.
one.
I want to
could
save
say,
the world.
You didn't say if you can have them all. You said if you can have one. Now, if you can have one, what is it? Only one.
Strength.
Strength? All right. Well, I could fly all over you. You know, it's like you can be strong as you want. I'm a mile up there. All right.
My superpower, that's a good question. Invisibility, maybe? Probably invisibility.
I'd like to be Doctor Strange. I think that would be good.
Power's Doctor Strange.
Well, he's magic. He can do anything.
What's your favorite piece of that you've done?
I don't have one. I have a lot. I love my cousins. But you know, like it's whether it's Star Wars or X-Men or Captain America or Planetary. I've been really lucky in what I do that I've been able to be a part of or choose to, you know, contribute to something that, you know, that I really love. You know, that's been in my life for a long time, or something new that has given me something special. So I've done several things that I really like a lot.
Probably one of the favorite pieces I've done is this cover, Captain America Annual number 8. This has always been one of my favorite covers that I inked over Mike Zeck.
What's the difference between an Uncanny X-Men and an Astonishing X-Men?
The Astonishing X-Men are much better.
And why do you say that?
Because I did Astonishing. Well, I think they're, not to be a politician, but I think they're equally wonderful.
What's a lesson you learned later in life that you wish you would have known sooner?
I wish I would have known that that animals were hurt by eating them sooner, but I learned at 12 years old. That's why I'm a vegan.
That it really doesn't matter what anyone thinks. You got to do whatever makes you happy and the ones you love happy. Never let anyone tell you you're doing it wrong.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow. You know what? To slow down and just experience what's going on in every moment. A lot of time, I think we spend a lot of time thinking about things that happened a long time ago and things that are going to happen tomorrow, and we kind of lose track of what's going on right now. Like if I was thinking about tomorrow, I wouldn't be thinking about you and me right now, which is great, you know?
Yeah.
Just stay in the moment a little bit more.
Save your money!
Question number 3. Third and final question.
One more.
Yes, this is your third and final. Oh, 2 more. Oh, there are 4 questions. Then now another question. That's 5 questions. Okay.
What's a lesson you learned later in life that you wish you would have known sooner?
Don't trust Harley Quinn when she says she has 3 questions. Next question.
If you could visit any city, town, or world from a movie or TV show, where would you want to go and why?
Whoa, from a TV show?
Or a movie.
Not a real place, a fake place. Only a fake place. Well, that's a good question. All right, I'll come back to that when I got to think about it a minute. What's the last question?
No more questions.
What? My favorite question. No more questions.
Wakanda, for sure. It's amazing. It's like totally inspiring and the most gorgeous and the most amazing, and the culture is so outrageous. So probably Wakanda.
Oh my gosh, I would love to visit Wakanda. It would be so beautiful. Wakanda forever. Yes, that's it. Or I would go into the Avatar land and just, fly through those beautiful, rainforesty stuff.
Oh. You know what? What was that crazy world where, that movie where they became other creatures? What was that called?
Avatar?
Yeah! Well, no.
Pandora.
Was it Avatar? Where they were green peoples? Or blue peoples? It was Avatar. The James Cameron movie, right? Yeah. I'd go there.
Narnia, because it looks crazy.
Ooh, I think I'd go to Hogwarts. I think I would straight up just either that or I would go to, in Lord of the Rings, I'd want to visit the Hobbit. I'd want to visit. I just want to be like Hobbiton or however you pronounce it. I'd want to be there. I love all of these fantasy fiction places that are worlds that have good and evil and bad things happen, but you want to be a part of them. I'd like to do that. And then also Star Trek. I want to fly forward in the future and go hang out with them. A lot of different places. I got a lot to do.
Where would I go that's a fictional place? I would probably go to... Well, I really like The Wizard of Oz a lot. I like that film.
I like it too.
So to kind of go to Oz would be kind of cool. And I know Jim really liked Oz. You know, he was very inspired by that movie and the Rainbow Connection and all those things.
Yeah, I've heard about connections between that.
Yep.
But I've never actually made it pop in my brain like, oh, wow.
Well, someday you'll find it.
Yeah.
That's what they say in the song.
Yeah.
The Rainbow Connection, right?
I want to go to Pleasantville after it turned color.
Oh, okay, a fantasy place? I don't know. Where would it be? I don't know where it'd be. I guess I'd say like I'd go to the under the sea place, but then I'd drown because it's underwater. I can't breathe air. I can't breathe water. Maybe it's, what's your favorite place?
BB Ray, yo.
Yeah.
Not so easy, is it, when you get the tables turned on you?
My favorite place, I'm going to say... I'm going to say Gotham.
That's a terrible place to be. People are getting murdered there by the hundreds every single... You got the Joker running around, the Penguin running around.
From Gotham, obviously.
Oh, all right. Well, you're doing the mayhem then. You're going to spend your time in Arkham Asylum for the next 15 years. While you got a boyfriend who doesn't even appreciate you. He just likes having you around because he's a crazy homicidal maniac, laying on the floor with his knife collection. I'm not going to Gotham, I'll tell you that. I'll go to what's that? Like wherever the My Little Pony people live, where it's just nice and friendly, and you just eat cotton candy all day and stuff like that.
The opposite of where I want to go.
Exactly the opposite of where you want to go. We'll meet in the middle somewhere. We'll meet at like Hogwarts or something. We'll go play Quidditch. We'll watch the Quidditch grounds. All right, that was the final question and a perfect answer, if I do say so myself, from Dave Snyder from Florida Supercon 2018. Here with Retro, who's dressed as, Harley Quinn. She's going back to Gotham now, and the Joker needs his foot massage. Over and out.
It's been fun. I got to interview Kevin Conroy, Tara Strong, Grape Cipes, the Overwatch girls. I got to spend some time with Cash, and now I'm going to go hitch a ride with Doctor Who. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.